1, 2, intro, 2, 3, 4. Verse, 2, 3, 4. Pre-chorus, 2, 3, 4. Chorus, 2, 3, 4. Pre-chorus, 2, 3, 4. Chorus, 2, 3, 4.
So have an Invade key of B flat capo on the 3rd fret allows some access to some chords that we'll talk about in a minute. But let's go over each part one by one. First of all, the intro, just this little clean bit here. So it happens right here on, what is that, the 8th and 10th frets on the A string. It starts kind of, excuse me, on the D string. And then just does that. So that one's pretty easy part and doesn't need to be played. It's not super important. So for the verses, we're going to use this C shape with this tremolo patch that kind of employs this open high E string, and so that's where the capo comes in handy. So I'm just playing kind of a common C shape right there, but just leaving the high E open. And then it goes to a D shape chord there. And then just a common D. And then this is my version of the B minor. It's almost like a D, but you just put your first finger in this case, on the 5th fret on the A string to make a B relative to the capo note right there. It's kind of like a D2 with a B in the bass, but that's the position right there. And then it goes to an E minor, and then a D. And that's the verse, essentially. So C shape with a high open E, D, kind of a standard D. Then this sort of D2 over B minor. I'm kind of careful to mute the low E string there. With my first finger, it's kind of resting up against that string. So my primary note would be that right there. And then E minor shape, D shape. And for that first go around on the verses, you can kind of swell it in. I know on the track they don't swell in every chord, but that's to your taste, so you can swell in. I think they just swell in really the C's, and they kind of let that go, and then the next time the C comes around, they swell that in. But that's to taste. Do as you will on that. Then the pre-chorus part switches patches, and by the way, for the intro and that verse part, I was using the middle position pickup. I would recommend that, or the neck pickup, whatever sounds better for your guitar, but probably not the bridge pickup. So for the first pre-chorus, same idea. I probably split the pickups in the middle. And this is the part. So open, second and third strings, basically, the G and the B strings. And it's a pickup, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's pretty simple. The first shape is just those two notes open, and then it grabs the B string on the 6th fret and the G string on the 5th fret, and then does that again, and then goes to the D string, goes 8 to 7. So altogether, 1, 2, 3. And that happens for both pre-choruses. Then the chorus. Just on this particular part that I'm showing for this video, this guitar is going to stay primarily rhythm. And so for all the choruses, I'm going to change patches, add kind of a drivey, still with a bit of reverb, but a little more overdrive, kind of keep the reverb at a decent level, bridge pickup, and then these are the chord shapes that I'm going to be doing. It's primarily just bar chords, except we're really just going to focus on 3 strings. The G string, the D string, and the A string. So the first shape is like this. Open A string. That's why it's good to have that capo right there. And then your other 2 fingers are on that 5th fret there. Those are your first 3 chords. So the second bar chord is on the 5th and 7th frets. And again, I'm really just concentrating on my picking hand to only hit those 3 strings. And muting this low E string. this little pickup on this shape here. Again, it's the same kind of bar chord idea, power chord, if you will, whatever the lingo is. And on this one, it will just be, what is that, the 8th and 10th frets. And then so, then the next progression is like this. Goes here to the 10th and 12th. And then it goes 12 and 14, and then back to 8 and 10. So altogether, this is what the chorus sounds like. Repeats that. And then that repeats over and over again. Then for the bridge, again, I'm staying kind of, this guitar, this part's a little bit more rhythm. The other guitar is going to take the primary lead on it, but you can do that C shape again, similar to the verses. It's the same chord progression. So C to D, and then B minor, and then E minor, D. But I did change my patch, so there's a lot more reverb and all that. And then the other option, what you can do here, so C to D, B minor, you can go as just a way to kind of give it some flavor. So if I were to play it, I'd go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. And then the second bridge, there's another patch for it. It's a little more overdrive, and I would change to I was in the middle pickup position right there. And then for the second bridge, I'd kick it into my bridge pickup. Kind of do the same thing, but a little more strums. Kind of build that up leading into the guitar solo. So for the guitar solo, it's a unique patch in that it has a lot of overdrive, a octave down, a little octave up, and it's slightly drier. It doesn't have as much delay, hardly at all, and the reverb changes a little bit. So it's a really gnarly sound, but it sounds great with the rest of what's going on, the synth part and all of that. So this is the guitar solo. So let me go to a clean patch so that we can kind of walk through this a little bit less obnoxiously. So it starts on the 6th and 8th frets on the low E. So let's do that again. That's the first half. So the second half goes like this. It starts up here on the 15th and 17th. Let's do that again. And if you can, try to slide into some of those notes. It gives a little bit more flavor. Let me play it for you again with the effects on. Forgive the little mess up there, but with practice, we'll both get it. And then it just goes back to a breakdown chorus and then the full chorus and then ends on C. So that's all the parts for this particular guitar for Have an Invade.